You are not in a room. You are floating inside a soft, endless twilight where the sky is made of silk, and every breath carries the scent of something sweet and ancient. The ground beneath you isn't solid, but a slow ripple like water that remembers your wait days after you've passed through it. This place has no name because names belong to the world below where time moves too fast for stillness. Here everything hums at one single tone, a sound so deep and gentle it feels like being held by something older than memory. That tone is 852 Hertz. It does not come from anywhere you can point to. Instead, it rises from within you, as if your own bones have begun to sing. As this vibration settles into your chest, you feel something shift behind your eyes. Not a thought exactly, but more like a knowing that arrives before language ever could. This is intuition waking up. It spreads outward in slow circles, like ripples on glass. And now you begin to notice how much space there is around you. Not empty space, but full space. Space that breathes. Space that listens. You drift further, past layers of silence thicker than fog, until you reach the edge of what might once have been called land. But here it's more like a shelf of mist, suspended above nothing at all. From this vantage, you see them. Thoughts, not yours alone, but everyone's who has ever sat quietly long enough to let their mind soften. They move like jellyfish made of light, blue smoke, each one trailing a whisper of melody. Some glow faintly pink, others shimmer silver. They rise from the surface of minds far away, float upward, pass gently through your ears, and dissolve into the fabric of the air itself. There is no need to catch them or understand them completely. Just listening is enough, because each note brings clarity. Each tone adds depth to the quiet voice already living inside you. Let yourself sink deeper into this warm pool of resonance, where logic floats freely alongside wonder, where answers don't arrive as sharp edges, but as smooth curves. You feel lighter now, your body less defined, your sense of self expanding beyond its usual boundaries, like a wave learning to stretch across oceans. Gravity slows down here, so even falling becomes meditation. You watch clouds drift past you, not white puffs, but islands woven from threads of mist, each one shaped differently. Some wide and flat, like lily pads, others tall and narrow, like spires wrapped in gauze. On some of these islands sit figures, hardly human anymore, more like statues carved from starlight. They do not speak, only listen. Their presence reminds you that solitude is not loneliness, but rather a kind of communion with the vast, invisible network of awareness, of which you are both part and whole. You drift closer to one such island, its surface soft underfoot, like moss grown over centuries of stillness. Here the sound changes slightly, becomes warmer, more intimate, as though someone whispered directly into your soul. Words that had no shape until now. Meanings that needed your attention to bloom. You sit down without thinking about it. Legs folding naturally beneath you. Around you, the jellyfish. Thoughts continue their slow dance. Some pause near your head, hovering just long enough to brush against your temples, before continuing upward toward the endless sky above. Each touch leaves behind a trace of warmth, a subtle shift in perception. You realize you're beginning to see in new ways, not with your eyes, but with your entire being. Patterns forming in the air itself, lines connecting distant points, shapes hidden in plain sight, truths that were always there waiting for you to slow down enough to notice. Your breathing deepens, slows, aligns with the rhythm of the jellyfish, with the pulse of the 852 Hertz humming beneath everything else. You feel safe here, protected by the very stillness that surrounds you. No rush, no pressure, just the steady unfolding of inner wisdom. You close your eyes and find that seeing has nothing to do with sight. It comes from a place deeper than vision, a knowing that flows freely when the noise of everyday fades away. You begin to remember things you never learned, truths buried beneath habits, feelings forgotten in the the shuffle of routine. Paths you chose not to take. Doors you walked past without opening. But they are still there, warm and ready whenever you return. In this place, time moves differently, like honey poured from a jar that exists outside clocks. Moments stretch out, giving you permission to simply be, to exist without needing to fix anything or solve anything. Just rest. Just breathe. Just listen. The frequency wraps around you like a blanket, not pushing, not pulling, just holding you in perfect balance between action and surrender, between question and answer, between the known and unknown. You smile softly, not because anything funny happened, but because joy lives here too. Quiet, unshaken, constant, rising from the same source as intuition, from the same wellspring that gives life meaning beyond measure. You stay here for as long as you need, and when you're ready, you'll know how to leave. Not by walking, but by letting go. Letting the mist carry you back through the layers of softness, back toward the place where skin meets air again, where sounds become ordinary again, but never quite the same. Because once intuition awakens, it never fully sleeps. It waits patiently, ready to guide you whenever you choose to return, whenever the world grows too loud, too fast, too certain of itself. You will remember this place, the way the mist held you, how the jellyfish carried messages you didn't yet understand. And most of all, you'll remember the feeling of being truly seen by the part of yourself that knows without asking, that trusts without proof, that loves without condition. Now, you begin to rise, slowly, gently, carried upward by the same force that brought you here. The frequency remains with you, echoing softly in your heart, a reminder that peace is always accessible, that clarity doesn't require effort, just willingness to stop, to listen, to trust, and to believe in the quiet power that lives within you. Believe in it now, even as the mist begins to fade, even as the jellyfish drift away, even as the sound of 852 Hertz softens into background harmony. Carry this moment forward into every day, into every choice. Know that you can return anytime to this place of stillness, of knowing, of calm, where intuition blooms like flowers made of light. And you are home. You begin to notice how stillness arrives not as an absence, but as a presence. It wraps around your shoulders like a fabric woven from silence itself. Each thread is a breath you didn't know you were holding. And now release. The exhale moves through you slower than honey under winter's sky. It carries with it all the small tensions gathered in your chest, letting them dissolve one by one into the space behind your ribs. Feel your spine settling deeper into the surface beneath you, as though gravity has softened its grip just for this moment. Your body remembers what it means to simply be. Not doing, not becoming, just being. Now imagine roots beginning to grow from the base of your spine. They stretch downward gently, without strain, without rush. These roots are warm and fibrous. They seek out the quiet layers beneath the ground, where time moves differently. Each root finds its path between pebbles and soil, pressing softly against ancient clay that holds memory. Your connection deepens with every heartbeat. This anchoring feels effortless because it already knows where to go. There's no need to force anything here. Only trust in the natural direction of settling. Above you, sunlight filters down through invisible veils, soft golden threads that don't burn, but warm, like silk laid across bare skin. You feel it first at the crown of your head, a gentle pressure that spreads outward, down over your scalp, behind your eyes, into the hollows of your cheeks. This light doesn't ask anything of you. It simply offers itself and waits patiently for you to receive it. Your skin begins to hum, not loudly, but deeply, a vibration so low it almost isn't there. This is the resonance, the frequency that lives below hearing, below thought, below even dreams. It pulses gently in rhythm with your pulse, as if your whole body is learning to sing the same note, one that was always there, waiting to be remembered. With each breath you draw, the warmth on your skin turns inward, becoming fuel rather than sensation. You aren't breathing to survive. You're breathing to gather, to collect the stillness around you. Air fills your lungs slowly, expanding the space behind your breastbone, lifting your ribs like petals opening to dawn. The exhale follows naturally, longer than the inhale, carrying with it the last traces of tension. Let this cycle continue without effort. Breathing becomes movement. Movement becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes home. Around you, wind stirs the mist, but it does not disturb. Instead, it moves like water, carrying scents of distant places. You catch hints of lavender fields, damp moss, and something sweet, like early figs warmed by sun. These smells don't come in waves. They arrive individually, each one given full attention before the next appears. You feel them settle into different parts of your body. Lavender in your temples, moss in your palms, figs somewhere near your heart. Sound behaves strangely here, not disappearing, but changing shape. The hum grows louder, though nothing seems to make it. It exists in the spaces between things, in the pause after rain stops falling, in the hush before dawn breaks fully across the horizon. This is the anchor, a tone so steady it gives permission to let everything else fade. You don't need to hold onto anything anymore. Thoughts drift past like those translucent jellyfish, their forms soft and glowing. trailing melodies too delicate to name. Some brush against your earlobes. Others float higher, catching light in their bell-shaped bodies. You watch them without trying to follow, knowing they will return when ready. Or perhaps never. It makes no difference either way. The wind shifts again, this time carrying the scent of salt, sharp and clean, like glass polished by endless waves. You feel it first in your nostrils, then spreading to the back of your throat, a coolness that brings clarity. Your breathing slows further, drawn now more by instinct than intention. Each inhale pulls the ocean closer, not literally, but in feeling, in memory, in belonging. Imagine the tide moving toward shore, but stretched thin, like honey poured over glass. You feel the pull in your chest, as if your lungs remember the ebb and flow of something vast and patient. The rhythm matches your own, or perhaps you match its rhythm. There is no separation here, only synchronization, a merging of currents. Your fingers begin to tingle, as if waking up from a long rest. But instead of movement, they sink deeper into stillness. Your hands open naturally, palm facing upward, receiving whatever might land there. Perhaps a feather, perhaps nothing at all. Either way, the gesture itself is enough. The jellyfish continue to pass, some trailing silver threads, others pulsing with colors that have no names. You find yourself smiling, not from joy exactly, but from recognition, as if these creatures are old friends, returning to visit after many years apart. Their whispers carry no words, only tones, soft harmonics that resonate in your bones. The mist thickens slightly, not obscuring vision, but softening edges. Everything becomes less defined, more felt than seen. This is how you move deeper, by letting go of sharp distinctions, allowing boundaries to blur, until self and world begin to merge. You feel the shift in weight on your heel, as if taking a step forward. Accept the motion happens without moving. Your foot presses gently into the ground, sensing the texture of earth beneath mist. Fine grains shifting subtly with each micro motion. Cool air touches the skin of your ankle, a contrast to the warmth collected earlier. This sensation anchors you briefly before dissolving once more into calm. The scent of salt grows sharper, filling your sinuses completely, bringing with it the taste of sea foam. You can almost hear the waves now, not crashing, but rolling, slow and endless. Each swell matching the rise and fall of your chest. Your heartbeat joins the chorus, adding depth to the symphony. You are no longer separate from the sound. You are part of it, part of the endless rhythm. Your awareness expands outward, beyond the island, beyond the mist, beyond even the horizon. You feel the vastness of ocean, its depth unmeasurable, its surface rippling under unseen winds. You are both observer and observed, witness and wave, stillness and motion intertwined. The jellyfish multiply, their glow intensifying, turning the air around you into liquid light. You float within this radiance, not rising, not sinking, simply suspended, held by forces greater than understanding, supported by the very fabric of existence, which bends gently around you. Your breath becomes the tide, your heartbeat the undertow, your thoughts the foam that rises and fades. None of this needs control. None of it asks for direction. It simply is. And in that simplicity lies perfect peace. You feel the moment stretching, elongating like taffy pulled by invisible hands. Seconds become minutes. Minutes become hours. But none of it matters, because time here flows differently. Not forward, but inward. Deeper, always deeper. hum swells momentarily, filling every cell with its vibration. You feel it in your teeth, in your kneecaps, in the space between your eyebrows. This is the anchor, holding you steady while everything else transforms, while boundaries soften, while definitions dissolve. You are becoming ocean, vast and unmoving. You are becoming mist, soft and pervasive. You are becoming silence, deep and infinite. You are becoming stillness, which was always there, waiting beneath the noise, waiting beneath the effort, waiting beneath the need to do. To be, to become, to achieve. Here, nothing is required except presence. And even that arrives without asking. You feel the breath moving deep into your lungs now. The air fills every tiny space within your chest. Warmth spreads from your core outward through your ribs. Your shoulders begin to soften as the oxygen flows. There's a gentle heaviness settling in your arms, like warm honey slowly pouring through your veins. Notice how your heartbeat has slowed to match the rhythm of the universe. Each pulse carries waves of calm throughout your body. Your fingers tingle with the softest electric current. This energy moves up through your wrists and forearms, warming every muscle and tendon along the way. Your elbows release their stored tension effortlessly. The weight of your upper arms grows heavier, as if they are being gently pulled toward the earth. Your shoulder blades settle deeper into their sockets, creating space for your spine to lengthen naturally. Feel the vertebrae separating just enough to let peace flow between them. Your neck muscles melt into perfect relaxation. The base of your skull releases its grip completely, allowing your head to balance perfectly atop your spine. Your jaw unhinges from any remaining stress. Teeth separate slightly as your mouth finds its natural rest position. The roof of your mouth feels cool and spacious. Your tongue rests gently against the bottom of your mouth. Breath flows in through your nostrils like silk. Cool air brushes against the delicate membranes inside, warming instantly as it travels down your throat. You can feel the passage widening with each intake, making room for deeper and deeper breaths. Your throat opens completely without effort. The sound of your breathing becomes a sacred melody. Each inhale brings fresh clarity to your mind. Each exhale carries away anything that doesn't serve you. Your forehead smooths as thoughts quiet naturally. The space between your eyebrows softens completely. Your eyes sink back into their sockets peacefully. Eyelids grow heavy with the weight of pure trust. There's no need to force them closed. They simply fall shut when they are ready. Your cheeks relax into their most natural position. No expression needed here except perfect peace. The corners of your mouth turn upward slightly. Not from effort, but from inner knowing. Your whole face settles into complete serenity. Every muscle remembering its true state of being. Your scalp releases any remaining tension. Hair follicles relax as peace penetrates deeply. The crown of your head opens like a flower. Energy flows freely from this point downward, washing through your entire being like gentle rain. You become aware of the space around you. It's vast yet intimate at the same time. Walls seem to dissolve into infinite compassion. Floor and ceiling lose their meaning entirely. You exist within a sphere of pure acceptance. Temperature becomes irrelevant as comfort surrounds you. There's neither heat nor cold here, only the perfect warmth of unconditional love. Sound fades into the background of awareness, leaving only the symphony of your own healing. Colors shift and blend in harmonious patterns. None too bright, none too dim. Just the exact spectrum your soul needs right now. These hues pulse gently with your slowing heartbeat, creating a visual rhythm that matches your inner peace. The boundary between self and environment blurs beautifully. You are the calm. You are the stillness. You are the space between thoughts, where wisdom lives beyond words, where truth exists without needing to be spoken. In this moment, everything is exactly as it should be. There's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do. No one else you need to become. You are already whole already complete, already perfect exactly as you are. Feel your connection to something greater than yourself. It flows through you like an endless river, carrying away anything that separates you from love, bringing you closer to your authentic essence. This current of divine energy supports you completely, lifting you into states of higher understanding. Your intuition awakens like flowers opening to dawn. Petals of perception unfolding naturally, revealing colors you've never seen before, scents that existed before language, sounds that vibrate in the space between heartbeats, knowledge that comes not from thinking, but from being. You remember what it feels like to know without questioning, to understand without needing proof, to trust without requiring evidence. This knowing lives in your bones, in the marrow of your deepest cells, in the silence between your thoughts. Let yourself sink deeper into this wisdom. Allow it to permeate every layer of your being, from the surface of your skin, down through muscle and tissue, into the core of your cellular memory, where ancient truths wait patiently to be rediscovered. You are connected to all that has ever been, all that is, and all that will ever be. Threads in an infinite tapestry of consciousness, woven together by invisible hands of love, pulling you gently toward greater wholeness. Feel the expansion happening within your chest, heart space growing larger with each breath, making room for more compassion, more understanding, more capacity to hold both joy and sorrow without losing your center. Your heart beats with the rhythm of the cosmos, pumping not just blood, but pure light throughout your entire system, illuminating places that have been forgotten, healing wounds that seemed permanent, renewing hope in spaces where it had faded. Love flows from your heart like a fountain, reaching out to touch everything around you, even the parts of yourself you've neglected, especially those parts. They respond immediately to this tender attention, softening, opening, blooming into new possibility. You begin to notice the subtle energies moving through you, like streams of liquid starlight, flowing along pathways you never knew existed, clearing blockages that formed years ago, dissolving fears that took root in childhood, releasing patterns that no longer serve your highest good. Each cell in your body begins to vibrate at a higher frequency, resonating with the tone of pure potential. The frequency of 852 Hertz hums softly within, awakening spiritual intuition, connecting you to insights beyond ordinary perception. This sacred sound heals as it elevates. You feel lighter even as you become more grounded. Roots growing down from your feet, anchoring you to the stability of the earth, while your spirit reaches toward infinite sky. You are simultaneously rooted and free, stable and expansive. The duality dissolves into perfect balance. You exist in the space between opposites, where all contradictions find harmony, where masculine and feminine unite, where strength meets gentleness, where action and stillness dance together eternally. Time loses its grip on your awareness. Past and future fade into background noise. There is only this eternal now, stretching infinitely in all directions. A moment so vast it contains lifetimes, yet so intimate it fits perfectly within your breath. You breathe, and the universe responds. Your exhale sends ripples across the fabric of reality, creating waves of healing that extend far beyond what you can see, touching hearts you'll never meet, soothing minds caught in cycles of worry, bringing peace to souls searching for home. Your presence here matters more than you know. Simply by being fully yourself, you contribute to the healing of the world. Your authenticity creates space for others to be real. Your vulnerability gives permission for courage. Your willingness to heal inspires transformation everywhere. Feel the layers of protection falling away. Shields that once kept you safe, but now limit your growth. Defenses that helped you survive, but no longer serve your thriving. You don't need armor here. You are held by forces greater than fear, supported by love, stronger than any wound. Let yourself be seen exactly as you are. Flaws and gifts woven together perfectly, broken places and brilliant strengths dancing as one. There's beauty in your imperfection, wisdom in your confusion, power in your tenderness. You are part of the great web of existence, connected to every living thing. Plants reaching toward sun, animals finding their way home, children laughing in playgrounds, elders sharing stories by firelight, all beings breathing the same sacred air, sharing the same source of life, made of the same stardust, animated by the same divine spark, loved by the same infinite intelligence, guided by the same compassionate force. You belong here, in this body, in this time, in this unique expression of consciousness. Nobody else can be exactly who you are. The world needs your particular flavor of light. Your perspective matters. Your experience adds color to the collective canvas. Your voice contributes to the symphony of human expression. Your love creates ripples that touch eternity. Your healing helps heal the whole. Your awakening illuminates paths for others. Rest in this knowing. Let it settle into your bones. Let it become the foundation of how you move through the world. Carry this sense of belonging with you always. Return to it whenever you feel lost or alone. Remember that you are never truly separate. Even when circumstances make it feel that way. Even when your mind tells stories of isolation. The truth remains constant. You are connected. You are loved. You are exactly where you need to be. Feel the mauve glow surrounding you now. Warm golden light wrapping around your form, penetrating every layer of your being, dissolving anything that doesn't align with love, strengthening everything that serves your highest truth. This benevolent force works only for your good, guiding you toward greater freedom, leading you into deeper understanding, supporting your journey toward authentic expression, protecting your right to evolve at your own pace, honoring your process exactly as it unfolds, celebrating each small step forward. You are safe to grow, safe to change, safe to become more fully yourself. There's no rush, no pressure. Evolution happens naturally when conditions are right. And here the conditions are perfect. Notice how your breathing has synchronized with universal rhythm. Inhalation, drawing in cosmic nourishment. Exhalation, releasing earthly concerns. each cycle bringing you deeper into alignment, closer to your essential nature, more attuned to the frequency of peace. Your body remembers what it means to be at ease. Muscles that were chronically tense begin to relax permanently. Joints that creaked find lubrication in divine grace. Organs that worked overtime learn to trust in support. Systems that fought each other discover cooperation. Everything begins working together in harmony. You become a symphony rather than chaos, an orchestra conducted by love, each part playing its role beautifully. No instrument too loud or too quiet. No section struggling against another. The music of your being plays on perfect pitch. Feel the resistance beginning to release. Tension that clung to you like old clothes, melting away like morning mist under gentle sun. Holding patterns that served their purpose but are no longer needed. Dissolving gracefully into the flow of transformation. You don't fight this release. You welcome it like an old friend returning home. You thank these patterns for protecting you, for helping you survive until now, and you lovingly let them go, knowing they've done their job well. New space opens up where old tension used to live. Fresh possibilities bloom in cleared territory. Creative energy flows into empty vessels, filling them with inspiration and renewed purpose. Ideas that couldn't take root before now find fertile soil in your expanded awareness. You become part of the ecosystem of healing. Clouds drift through your chest like breath. Rain washes away accumulated stress, cleaning the windows of perception, clearing the lens through which you view reality. You see with new eyes now. Eyes that recognize beauty in unexpected places. Eyes that find hope in difficult moments. Eyes that see potential where others see problems. Eyes that reflect the light they encounter, rather than filtering it through old wounds. Vision that serves your growth and the growth of others. You are the earth receiving nourishment from above, soaking up wisdom like morning dew, absorbing insights that feed your soul, growing stronger with each drop of understanding, developing deeper roots in truth, reaching higher toward unlimited potential. seasons of your life flow through you now. Spring bringing renewal and fresh starts. Summer offering abundance and full expression. Autumn teaching release and gratitude. Winter providing rest and integration. Each phase honored as necessary and beautiful. You carry all seasons within you simultaneously, accessing whatever quality serves the moment. Flexible, adaptable, responsive. Grounded yet able to soar. Stable yet open to change. Strong yet tender. This paradox becomes your superpower. The ability to hold seeming opposites without creating internal conflict. To be fierce and gentle, bold and vulnerable, present and timeless all at once. You embody the middle path, neither extreme nor compromise, but integration itself. Balance that doesn't require constant adjustment. Equilibrium that flows naturally. Centeredness that moves with grace. Rest in this integrated state. Let it become your new normal. Carry it with you into everyday experiences. Share it through your interactions. Radiate it through your presence. Become a beacon of balanced living. Others will feel drawn to this harmony, even if they can't name what they're experiencing. They'll sense the difference in how you move through the world. The ease in your step, the peace in your gaze, the confidence that comes from knowing yourself. You become a teacher without trying, a healer simply by being present, a guide through example rather than instruction, showing others what's possible, reminding them of their own innate wisdom, reflecting their highest potential back to them. This is your gift to the world. Not something you do, but something you are. Your very existence contributes to collective healing. Your willingness to transform creates space for others. Your commitment to love raises the vibration of all. Your dedication to truth clears pathways for revelation. You are part of the Great Awakening, a wave in the ocean of consciousness, distinct yet inseparable from the whole, individual yet unified, personal yet universal, human yet divine. Hold this understanding gently. Let it settle into your daily awareness. Carry it with you as you return to ordinary time. Remember that this peace lives within you always, available whenever you choose to access it. A sanctuary you can visit anytime. You don't need special circumstances or perfect conditions, just the willingness to pause, to breathe, to remember who you really are, beneath all the roles and identities, beneath all the stories and explanations, beneath all the doing and achieving. There you are, perfect and whole, loved beyond measure, connected to everything, ready to integrate this knowing, to bring it into your regular life, to share it through your actions, to live it rather than just experience it. This is the beginning of your new chapter, written not with words, but with presence, not with plans, but with peace, not with effort, but with grace. The journey inward continues, deeper and deeper, into the mystery of your own being, into the vastness that you are. Rest now in this completion. Know that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, being exactly who you need to be. Everything is unfolding perfectly. Trust in the wisdom of your journey. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. Feel how naturally your breathing slows as the world fades just a little further away. There's nothing for you to hold onto anymore. Nothing that needs your attention right now. Just this gentle drifting sensation as thoughts become lighter than mist. Your body remembers what real rest feels like. It knows how to release tension without being told. Each muscle fiber relaxing in perfect sequence, starting from your toes all the way up through your scalp. And even your mind begins to follow suit, no longer racing to catch up with tomorrow, no longer turning over yesterday's events, just floating in this quiet space between moments. Notice how comfortable it feels to simply be, without needing to accomplish anything at all, without having to prove yourself to anyone, without even having to try so hard to relax. Because relaxation is already happening. It's been waiting patiently beneath the surface, ready to rise up and surround you completely, like warm water filling an empty tub. And now the images begin to blur together, shapes melting into one another until they disappear entirely, leaving behind only this deep sense of safety, a feeling so solid you could almost lean against it. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. All of your senses can finally rest. They've been working so hard for so long. But here, there's no pressure to stay alert. No reason to keep scanning the horizon. Nothing requires your immediate response. Everything can wait until you're ready. And maybe that's exactly what your nervous system has been craving. This permission to fully let go, to sink deeper than you have in months, deeper than you thought possible, while still conscious. Consciousness itself becomes more like a suggestion, a gentle invitation rather than a demand. You can choose whether to follow it or not. Either way, you remain perfectly protected. Protected by layers of calm that grow thicker with each passing moment, wrapped around you like silk blankets warmed by summer sun. Nothing sharp can reach you here. Nothing urgent can disturb this peace. Even time seems to move differently now, slower somehow, more respectful of your need for stillness, as if understanding that some things cannot be rushed. And within this expanded sense of time, you might notice subtle shifts occurring, changes too delicate for the usual part of your mind to detect. But your deeper self recognizes them immediately. These small corrections, these quiet realignments, happening all on their own, without any effort required from you. Your heart rate finding its most natural rhythm. Your blood pressure settling into perfect balance. Your brain waves slowing down to match the Earth's pulse. All of it guided by something wiser than logic. Something older than memory. Something that has been caring for you since before birth, and will continue to care for you long after these words fade away. Because the resonance doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work while you rest, flowing through pathways you never knew existed, clearing out old patterns that no longer serve you, making room for new possibilities to take root. Your body knows what to do with this. Trust it completely. Trust the intelligence encoded in every cell. Trust the wisdom stored in your bones. You are not separate from the healing process. You are the healing process, allowing it to unfold exactly as it should. exactly when it should. And perhaps this is what true surrender feels like. Not giving up control, but recognizing that some forms of control actually interfere with the natural flow of restoration. So instead of trying to manage everything, you simply witness. You simply receive. You simply allow the deepest parts of yourself to heal. Heal in ways that make sense to your soul. Heal in ways that honor who you truly are. Heal without needing to understand how it works. Just trusting that it does. And isn't that enough? To know that healing is happening. That peace is being restored. That you are becoming whole again. Whole not in the sense of perfection, but in the sense of integration, of all your parts coming back into harmony, even the ones you've forgotten about, especially the ones you've been ignoring, those tender places that flinch at sudden sounds, those quiet corners where unspoken fears sometimes gather. They too are welcomed back into the circle of wholeness, not forced to change, not pushed aside, simply accepted as they are. And in that acceptance, transformation occurs naturally. Naturally like sunrise. Naturally like seasons changing. Naturally like rivers finding their way to the sea. Effortless yet profound. And as you settle deeper into this state, you might find that familiar sensations return. The feeling of being held, the sense of belonging somewhere safe. Memories surface gently, not demanding attention, but offering comfort, reminding you of times when you felt completely at ease. Times before worry learned your name. Times when joy was as natural as breathing. Those feelings aren't lost forever. They've just been waiting for you to remember them. And now you're remembering. Slowly at first, then more clearly with each wave of relaxation. Joy returns not as excitement, but as deep contentment. Contentment that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Contentment that lives inside you permanently, waiting to be accessed whenever you choose. Like a well that never runs dry. This peace is always here, whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling. It will be waiting. Waiting like a favorite blanket, soft and familiar, always within reach, never requiring special preparation. Just like opening a door, a door that's always unlocked, leading back to yourself, back to this place of complete acceptance. Acceptance of where you've been, acceptance of where you are, acceptance of wherever you're going next. None of it needs fixing. None of it needs judgment. Just presence. Just being. Just allowing life to unfold naturally, while you remain anchored in this calm center. And now your breathing has slowed almost to stillness. Each inhale bringing nourishment directly to your cells. Each exhale carrying away anything that no longer serves you. Breathing becomes meditation. Meditation becomes prayer. Prayer becomes union. Union becomes home. Home becomes truth. Truth becomes love. Love becomes you. And in this recognition, in this simple knowing, everything settles, everything aligns, everything comes home. Come home now, not somewhere else, but right here, right now, to this perfect moment, this perfect breath, this perfect heartbeat, this perfect silence, where everything you need already exists, where nothing is missing, where nothing is broken, where nothing needs to be different, except perhaps your willingness to believe it. Believe it now. Believe it completely. Believe it without reservation, because belief shapes reality, and reality responds to your deepest convictions. Convictions formed not in the thinking mind, but in the knowing heart. The heart that beats steadily beneath your ribs. The heart that has never stopped loving you. And neither has the universe. Neither have the stars. Neither has the infinite field of possibility that surrounds you constantly, offering support, offering guidance, offering endless opportunities for growth. Growth that happens effortlessly when you're aligned, when you're connected to Source, when you're flowing with rather than against the current. And right now, you are flowing perfectly, perfectly aligned with your highest good, perfectly supported by invisible forces of love, perfectly guided toward experiences that uplift you, perfectly protected from anything that would harm your evolution. Evolution that includes both challenge and ease, both learning and celebration, both solitude and connection. All of it sacred, all of it necessary, all of it part of your unfolding story. your story written not just by you, but co-created with every person you meet, every experience you encounter, every choice you make from love rather than fear. And today you chose love by choosing rest, by choosing peace, by choosing to trust the process, to trust yourself, to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, meaning in service of your greatest expansion that includes compassion for others, compassion for yourself, compassion for the journey itself, journey that never ends, because growth never stops, because curiosity never dies, because wonder is eternal, and you are made of wonder. You are made of light. You are made of love. Light that cannot be dimmed. Love that cannot be diminished. Wonder that cannot be extinguished, even during difficult times, even when circumstances seem overwhelming, even when voices tell you otherwise, because those voices belong to old programming that served its purpose once, but is no longer needed, programming that can be updated, replaced with newer, kinder, more accurate beliefs that reflect your true nature, beliefs that empower rather than limit, beliefs that inspire rather than discourage, beliefs that celebrate rather than criticize. And which beliefs would those be? Beliefs about your worthiness, beliefs about your capability, beliefs about your lovability, beliefs that say you deserve happiness, deserve success. Until we meet again in the quiet space between thoughts,